Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is UnLocke'd, and this is WildStar, and I am actually at my house right now, running around doing stuff. And that's weird. My mining stuff didn't grow. Weird. Okay. Kind of weird. But yeah. Anyway. Group bonus, PvP, or questing. I think questing would be a good idea. I think I'll do questing, because I do a lot of that. Anyway. Let's go do some questing. And I apologize, it's really hot here, so if you guys hear my fan going, I apologize. I don't have air conditioning. I'll be getting that soon, thank God. Pretty much, I actually haven't touched this game since last time I played, which is kind of sad, because I actually really do enjoy this game. I've just been really busy this last week. Also, with the Steam sales and everything, I downloaded a couple different games and found a whole bunch of mods for them. Yay for mods. That and buying an entire series of games for like $8. Well, 18, I think it was. 8 and 18, totally different. There's 10 there, yeah. There's a whole $10 there. I rather enjoy the Steam sales. There's actually a lot going on with Steam. Everybody knows there's probably more going on than most people know. Recently, I actually found out that Steam is actually offering a free beta for schools to give games for education, which is actually really cool in my opinion, due to the fact that I'm a big gamer and like gaming. Oh yay, it has monies. Monies! Ooh, the credit exchange. Yeah, report a spam. Yes. Oh, nobody bought my gun. Damn. And as you can see down here in the corner, you can't actually see my cursor. I need to change that. But the bottom right hand side of my screen, I actually have quite a bit of gold, especially for my level. I'm like, yay, monies! So, why is nobody buying my items? My items are cool. I mean, to give you boosts to things. Then again, these are all low level things too, so I may just actually end up having to sell those to the regular market. In fact, I may actually end up having to sell a lot of this just to the regular market. Which is actually kind of sad, but, you know, it happens. But hey, getting money is good, right? I'm also planning on doing a guild of my own. So I will be having my own guild soon, hopefully, once I figure out what I'm going to be doing. There's also a couple different websites that actually have the ability to help you with stuff like that. Can't remember all the names off the top of my head. I know one of them is like the WildStar report or something like that. They actually let you edit all the insignias and colors and backgrounds and shading and all that fun stuff. I am sitting on 20 gold. Holy cow. I don't know why I would sell those. I need those to build stuff. I'm also working on trying to upgrade my crafting, which... Whoop, nope. Did I get that? I think I did. I'll delete it anyway. Yeah, it's been about a week since I've actually played. It's getting to be the point where I'm only playing on the weekends. Sad. I'm also going to be trying to start streaming more on my Twitch channel and everything. I may, as I said, try and do some live streams on YouTube. Those of you that have my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel, if you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, yeah, that one. I totally spaced it. The heat is getting to me, ladies and gentlemen. The heat is getting to me. And it looks like about the last of the mail. I am level 21. And I have to be level 25. We already have this here. People are texting me. Ah, cell phone. Alright, now. I am actually back on Ilum. I need to actually get out of here and go to where I'm supposed to be. Which I don't remember where I'm supposed to be right now, so that makes everything kind of fun. So, we're gonna go that way, even though that's not the way I'm supposed to go, I'm assuming. Because I can't get out of here this way, I don't think. La da 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 da. No, I can't get out of here this way. Narr. Coffee. There's also a lot of other things within gaming that's always coming to my attention. Some of the things that people are saying about certain types of games. Some of the things that people are doing about other types of games and whatnot. Games are sexist, this, that, and the other thing. I agree games can be sexist, but it's all in the perspective of the player, so to speak. Because the player dictates what they're doing. Yes, game creators do some really dumb stuff sometimes, but they do it to make it entertaining. Another thing you always have to understand is that gaming is just that. I had no idea you were expecting anything, bud. I'm so confused. Okay, so farms outside of the city been quite too quiet. Can you do it? Sure. Solve a mystery in the name of the Emperor. Sounds like fun, even though the Emperor doesn't really like me. But you're going away now. I don't know what's. This is gonna hurt. I think maybe. No, maybe not. La da 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 da. Anyway, back to what I was saying. There's a lot of people that are saying that games are pretty much doing a lot of bad stuff, and I understand that they are doing bad things in games, don't get me wrong. There are some games that are just totally over the top and not worth playing half the time, but there are those few games that make you think, and this really isn't one of them. This one actually kind of makes fun of you the entire time, but it's fun. And that's the main idea of a video game, is they're supposed to be fun. If I want to run around blasting aliens as a half-naked woman character, that's my prerogative, because that's one of my abilities to do in the game. At the same time, you have to look at society as well. It's not just gaming. You look at any form of magazine you see at the newsstands, or you have Playboy, all those other random magazines, glamour, that just show these women as sex symbols, and they're blaming video games for it. And I I get angry at that because they're blaming video games for something that society has dictated. At least that's my personal opinion on that. As I said, personal opinion, not everybody else's opinion. There are people that actually do stuff like this and get paid for it. I don't get paid for it. I play games because I'm a gamer. I enjoy gaming. I enjoy playing games, living in another world, so to speak. Another reason why people play games is to, in a sense, get rid of their issues that they have in life. I remember I really started getting into video games when my parents were having a divorce. I was fascinated with them. I mean, I used to go over to a friend's house and we'd play Street Fighter or Donkey Kong or Mario Kart, whatever. And then after my parents' divorce, one of my mom's guy friends that went to our church, yes, I grew up religious, ended up having a PlayStation, and he had one of those demo discs which had Banjo-Kazooie, Tekken, all these other games, and I'd just sit there and do that. And he had Metal Gear. Guy got me into Metal Gear. Love Metal Gear to death. That's another one of those games that's just too over the top for some people. You can't really judge a book by its cover, which is what a lot of people are actually doing, in a sense, because they would rather prefer to place the blame on something else than accept the blame themselves, which I find ridiculous. Ow. And talking has kind of got me hurt there. Yay. There's a glowy. Ow, what the? Stop. What the glowy? Ooh. I found a glowy. Gaming is, in a sense, it's a hobby, it's a lifestyle, it's an e-sport. I will say it's an e-sport. Many people are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It's not a real sport. If you have the ability to take certain characters and win matches against other people, this is talent. You have people that play games like Dota or LoL or any of these other ones that the new Blizzard one, which is Heroes of whatever. I can't even remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. Just kind of mind blown because of the heat. Games like that are team-based. Team-based games are very sport-like because it's not just you versus the world. I mean, don't get me wrong, you versus the world games like Unreal Tournament or heck, go back all the way to GoldenEye on the 64. You play that and it's a team game in a sense because it encourages you to do that. It encourages you to be better than everybody else you're playing against. That's one of the reasons why I'm actually kind of sad that G4 as a channel went away. Because gamers don't actually have that anymore. It's originally we had something and it was amazing while we had it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were a couple shows on there I wasn't a really big fan of. But there were shows like Arena, which had the potential to be so much more than it was. I mean, you had team battles between different groups of people that were like, oh yeah, I'm the champion of this. And then they had the All-Stars, where they took all the champions and decided, hey, we're all the champions, so we're going to all battle against each other in these games. Yes, the setup was kind of wonky. The games they were playing were a little wonky as well, because you can't really gauge a person on what game they're playing by, say, a different game. I mean, they're good at one game, but they're not good at another. It should be broken down into categories, like action, like the fighter games. If you're good at fighting games, be good at fighting games. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, any of those. If you're good at multiplayer games, like StarCraft or Warcraft, Age of Empires, any of those. It should be broken down into each genre of game. It's kind of like music in a sense. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, I'm a musician, but I only play one type of music. You, as a musician, you don't try and play every form of music. Yes, some of them do. Yes, some of them can actually do it. But at the same time, not everybody can, because it's a state that somebody has to be in. They have to have knowledge of each genre. Yes, there are people out there like that. I listen to just about everything, thank you. But with gaming, it's more personal. It's more person-oriented. Just looking at my videos, yes, I have a ton of WildStar videos, but I also have my top 10, my personal top 10 most innovative games of all time. I also have Counter-Strike. I mean, I grew up playing shooters. Doom, Quake, Half-Life. You can't sit there and just look at one genre of gaming and be like, okay, well, this dictates what everybody else is doing, so they're all fired in a sense. I mean, they're all being sexist. They're all being misogynist. They're all doing this because it's all for the man type thing. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot inside of gaming that enters the political realm. I mean, look at how many times games have been considered too violent, and the government has actually gotten involved. A few games off the top of my head: Manhunt, GTA. I mean, some of the best games ever made, in anyone's opinion. You can't just gauge every game by those. And back to the whole educational thing, the technology we have today is ridiculous. I mean, we could do just about anything we want with video games. We could pretty much give a person a planet and let them run it if we wanted to. I mean, we could take a game like this, like WildStar, MMORPG. Have you create your character, become a god. Oh wait, there's an MMO like that already. You see my point? It's everybody's trying things that work, but at the same time, they're not the same as everybody else. You have different aspects of everything. I mean, any story that can be told has pretty much been told. I mean, you have games like God of War. Yeah, I killed the God of War. I'm awesome. So I become the God of War. All the other gods hate me, so they decide to belittle me and degrade me and say I'm starting a war against everyone and blah, 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 blah. Death everywhere. My family dies. I decide to smack people inside the head and kill the Titans and then beat the crap out of the gods. I mean, that game is considered one of the most gory games ever made because of everything. I mean, yeah, Manhunt, if you played Manhunt, yes, that game is very gory. But at the same time, Manhunt had a premise. It had a story behind it, and the story made sense. I mean, if you're on death row, you're a random guy, you get kidnapped instead of being put to death, and then you get put in this video, this movie, this reality TV series, so to speak, where anything goes. And that's kind of sort of what I believe reality TV is leading to, is it's leading to that space, to where anything goes. Because society dictates what's able to happen. Now, call me crazy, call me an idiot. I agree. I am half the time. But at the same time, looking at games like this that are so interactive, that, in a sense, anything I do can affect the world. Which is actually one of the cooler ideas that anybody's ever came up with. I am all for technology helping people. I really am. I mean, we have students who have learning disabilities that games can help with. We have people that only learn one way, and with gaming, it's interactive, so it automatically helps. I mean, games like Math Blaster, yes, they were somewhat poorly done, but at the same time, they still did what they created and set out to do. I mean, even Blizzard for a while was doing semi-stuff that was educational. I mean, one of the biggest gaming companies in the world is doing educational games, kind of, sort of. I mean, the technology with the Oculus Rift, there was a Kickstarter that I saw that I totally wanted to promote, but I didn't have the money, and I actually do believe they ended up scrapping that, but it was a virtual library where you could literally relive history. I mean, you can go and live some of Caesar's greatest battles. You can talk with Aristotle. You can go through the Odyssey and play as certain characters and see it happen around you. That right there, interactive, I mean, that takes everything. That takes learning to a whole new level. I'm a big history buff. I'm a nerd. I spend way too much time researching things. And through all the research that I've done, yeah, it does get really hard to read through books of things, and it hurts your head sometimes, but learning how to learn from your past, which, in a sense, the history always repeats itself, according to many people. Why exactly would we have to give up what we know to learn something new? No, I don't want to do a challenge. Oh, speaking of challenges, I'm going to end up doing a video where I'm doing nothing but challenges. I know you guys have probably had issues with me not doing the challenges because they start up and everything. I actually want to get to a certain level, and then I'm just going to run right through a whole bunch of them. I don't have an issue doing challenges. I'm just doing the story. Now, I hit the wrong button. So I'm going to be doing an entire video, or 8. Actually, I probably will start a whole new playlist on it. That way I can just be like, hey guys, I'm doing challenges now. But where's the thinking about? Hey, you're not coming this way, are you? Okay, you're not. But you're right there, and I can hit you, I think. Yes, I can. And they see me. Oh well. But putting games in school, Portal, for instance, teaches basic physics. And that right there could help out so many people. I mean, I absolutely love Portal as a puzzle game. It also gets your mind working and how you figure out how to get through things. And it helps your brain learn and grow and all that fun stuff. And it's a big integral part of humanity. You have to learn to grow and become smarter and this and that. And with the societal things, which are, people are going to bash me for this too, but again, this is my opinion, reality TV does nothing but rot the brain. I mean, there's probably thousands of studies where they're like, oh yeah, watching Kim Kardashian talk about her shoes, or figuring out how this person lives their life because they're rich and this and that, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't matter. Just because they're famous for being famous. I mean, it's the other issue I have as well. People that are rich because of their parents and then become famous because of their parents, like Paris. Yes, I am totally bashing every person like Paris right now. No, not really. I'm saying the woman can't act, the woman can't sing. The only thing the woman can do is show up half naked on a picture on the internet. Oh, another thing. This whole Lindsay Lohan suing WildStar for her likeness. I honestly want to freak out on that. That is like the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. I mean, yeah, when she was a kid, she was cute, but is she that retarded? And I'm not insulting people that are actually have a mental deficiency at all. I use retarded in the way the English dictionary describes it, which is to hold someone back, or for someone to be held back. I do not insult people with things that they can't control. I do insult people who think that they're all that because their parents have money, because they're this, that, and the other. But back to the whole subject about Lindsay Lohan suing Rockstar. Just because someone looks like you, or, you know, semi-acts like a character that you portrayed, does not give you the right to, in a sense, do whatever you want, because the funny thing is there's a lot of people that have a lot of the same characters. I mean, look at books. I mean, you don't see anybody from enter code. I don't even, what's the, oh, okay. 5440 enter. You don't see people getting sued for using certain character names. I mean, there's a Hercules movie not that long ago. You don't see the people who made the Hercules with the Rock in it getting sued for making Hercules. I mean, these stories are told over and over again. They're a lot of the same thing, and yet people are getting pissed off about it? Come on. I mean, Hollywood's making more remakes now than anything, so how in the heck are we supposed to even gauge anything else if Hollywood can't even get their crap together? Ow, what the? Ow! Why am I dying? Oh, what the? Oh, it's you. Okay. But this entire video, I know I'm like rambling and ranting about everything that's going on in the world right now, but I feel that I have to. I mean, yeah, I know I don't have that many followers. I know I don't have that many people that are like, oh, hey, you're awesome. But at the same time, as a gamer, I feel that I have to defend myself, and I should never have to do that within the society that we are in today. Because the media itself should have to defend itself against everyone else. Because the media dictates what society, in a sense, accepts as norm, as the norm, which is kind of wonky in my opinion as well. I mean, I have very in-depth conversations with people sometimes, and one of said in-depth conversations was actually about society and how society pretty much dictates what is and what isn't available or okay. Just because someone thinks a different way, someone's transgender, someone is gay, lesbian, someone is bisexual, and religion or this or that. Why should that dictate who someone is or how someone should act? Because people are people. And that's something that I don't believe a lot of people are actually paying attention to anymore. A lot of me ranting, a lot of me rambling, but gameplay still. Oh, no, none of that. Die, you stupid stalker. Apparently I leveled and didn't know it. What am I doing here? Oh, I got boots. Oh, I need to go sell crap. Jesus. Those don't do jack for me. But okay. And that's a fire slot. What? I have a, what? Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to upgrade my bags as well. I has the money to, I think. I don't know. But suing a mega corporation or company that is one of the best and most well-known companies for gaming in the world, because you think they ripped off a character that you played. There's a problem with that, because you didn't write that character. You never, in a sense, were that person, so you have no right to said facts or said issues or any of that, because you never wrote the script, you acted it out. Yes, some of it may have been improv. Very little of it was, because of the fact that it was a Hollywood movie. Hollywood movies aren't really improv'd. They're more, how shall I say, they're more scripted than anything. Yes, the occasional improv is in there just because certain actors play better with others. I mean, you have certain things that Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen do that are, when they're in movies together, than someone else. Veteran actors helping out younger actors and being like, oh, well, if you play the character this way, it might work a little better for you, or if you did this or this or this. I get that. But at the same time, a person that is so obsessed with themselves and thinking that they deserve the rights to say, hey, this is my character, I played this person, this is me, you have no right to it, because it wasn't written by you. You didn't write that story, you have no right to it. It's not copywritten by you, copywritten by Hollywood, or, well, whoever was the writer. Yes, I could be wrong and need to do some research. But that's just an assumption of stupidity, I guess. Because there's a lot of that going around these days. Assuming that people own the rights to things that they don't. I mean, even I don't own the rights to these videos that I'm making. Yes, it's my voice, yes, it's me talking, but at the same time, I do not own the rights to the video you're watching right now. I don't own any of the rights to these videos. In fact, it's either Carbine Studios, NC Soft, or Machinima. It's all between them. There is absolutely none of me in this video. Yes, I do have some slight issues with the fact that my videos can be taken down or destroyed or walked away with by somebody random who works at these companies. But at the same time, I also know and respect these people and their right to their own property. I mean, the entire reason why I'm working with Machinima is so I don't have copyright issues. That I don't have people freak out on me and decide to say, hey, you're using our crap, so we're going to sue you for everything you're worth. Which, by the way, isn't much, thank you. Go ahead and take my $10 out of my account. But, you know, I'm just as broke as the next guy. I'm not one of those, oh, I have tons of money, I'm high on myself, I'm a badass. No. I'm a regular guy just like everyone else. I have dreams, hopes, and wishes, and this right here is one of them. The fact that I'm actually doing this right here means something to me. Because gaming helped me get through some of the hardest times in my life. As I mentioned before, my parents' divorce. My father's illness. I mean, I could go in depth and tell everyone my entire life story, but I don't feel that that's something that I need to actually discuss on here. But in order for you to understand my situation, it was bad. It was really bad. To the point where there were certain things written. And video games got me through it. So I'm not going to sit here and, in a sense, betray who I am and what I enjoy doing and love by allowing someone to dictate what I can and can't do. I mean, even my parents, my mother, would actually say that gaming helped me get through a lot in life, but it became an addiction. And yes, video game addiction does cause some issues. Don't get me wrong. I kind of didn't want to do anything. I was going to school, didn't want to go to school. Grades dropped. I became obsessed over gaming for a while, and to this day, I'm still kind of obsessed over certain games. Legends of Dragoon, how I loathe the Dragoon block staff. I still haven't beat that game, by the way. Love the game to death, have not beat it. There's a few other games that I'm totally enamored with, one of which is Indigo Prophecy. The game itself was just dropped my jaw the first time I saw it, because it was the first game I had ever seen where you're walking upstairs and each foot is on each step. I mean, that right there, I mean, even this game doesn't do that. I mean, you're just kind of like, I'm just sliding up and down the stairs here. I mean, look, right, I'm not even, if you actually look, I'm nowhere even on the steps. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit here, see if that'll work. Yeah, I'm not even really touching the steps right now. I'm just kind of floating above the ground, which is totally cool. I understand that. But the fact that they took the time to program that in to where the ground is the ground, it made so much sense to me. I was just like, oh. And then the gameplay. Don't even get me started on the gameplay. I got stuck the first time at a certain spot where you first figure out you have powers and everything, and you're doing all this really weird dodge, bullet, and matrix stuff, and the scene you pretty much, you run up, or you dodge a bullet, punch a guy in the face, throw another guy on the ground, dodge another bullet, slide across the hood of a car, jump onto a car, or onto a big semi-truck type thing, jump onto a helicopter, swing from the helicopter, land on a train, and get the frack out of Dodge. And it was just this giant scene of, whoa. I mean, my jaw literally hit the ground the first time I saw that. And it's all an interactive cutscene. Now, interactive cutscenes are awesome, yes. But at the same time, if I want to be watching my character doing something like that, I want to be watching it. If I want to watch how awesome my character actually is that I'm playing, I want to watch it. I don't want to be sitting there, okay, wait, I gotta hit the Y button, oh wait, X, square, circle, green skittle. By the way, I refer to all of the buttons on the Xbox controller as skittles, by color. I don't know why. I think that was like a high school thing that me and one of my friends actually came up with when he and I were playing Halo nonstop forever. But that's beside the point. The point is that gaming has gotten people through so many things. There's parody songs and whatnot about WoW and how some guy had to quit WoW because his wife didn't like it because that's all he was talking about with his kids. And I'm sorry, if you have a good connection with your kids like that and you're part of a guild and you're running stuff with your kids, I totally promote that. That is like one of the coolest things ever. But if the other parent is like, oh, well, you know, I need to talk about my life and how work sucked and how I'm not getting your attention, well, I understand that. But at the same time, that's what the bedroom's for. I mean, if you're going to sit there and spend time with the kids, spend time with the kids. I mean, if you're going to sit down and watch a movie with the kids, if you're going to sit there and play video games, if you're going to sit there and teach your kids how to swim, if you're going to interact with your kids, interact with your kids. And gaming is a great way to do that right now because there's so many great games coming out. I am in awe of how many great games are coming out. This one, for instance, I had no idea this game was going to be this amazing or this hard. And the fact that it's hard is one of the things that drew me to it. I played in the beta and loved every aspect of it. I mean, I dodged that. I dodged being attacked. How many games can you actually do that in? Not many, ladies and gentlemen. And each bad guy has different moves that they do, and you have a certain amount of dodges you can do for a time period, which is the green little thing next to my UI bar thing. I don't even know what it's called, whatever. I'm a gamer and I can't think of gaming terms. What the deuce? if the whole family wants to get in on gaming, I totally promote that. I totally, wholeheartedly promote that. Now, if everybody's just doing nothing but gaming, yeah. But break out a game of Monopoly, chess, checkers, life. Break out a board game of life, ladies and gentlemen. See how your kids survive with 4 kids. and college tuition. And bank loans and debt. Yeah, teach them how to live life. And that's another thing that great games will actually do. Like, for instance, this one. I have 23 gold right now, 16 silver, and 84 copper. Now, that being said, I can buy anything in the game right now, so to speak, for my level. Now, do I want to save that up and buy stuff for my house? Do I want to save that up and buy stuff for my mount here that I just activated? Do I want to save that up and start a guild? Do I want to buy better gear? Do I want to go do PvP stuff? Do I want to do questing? Do I want to do this? It gives you options and makes you think, okay, so if I do this, I'm not going to be able to do this later. So I can either choose to do this or that. And it teaches, in a sense, reactive thinking. Which there's probably a better term for it. But in my opinion, I call it reactive thinking because you actually have to think about what's going to happen within the game if you react this way or that way. And I'm totally not using psychological terms or any of that other stuff. I don't even know those at the moment either because of the heat. But as I said, I do random tons of studies, tons of stuff, and yes, one of my friends is online on Steam. Oh, witty doot doot. I need to start signing out of Steam when I'm playing this, but oh well. And yes, this is a giant video of me just pretty much yelling at the screen. I think a lot of the issue behind the video game issue is the media and the fact that certain individuals within the government think they have the ability to dictate what we do as individuals. I mean, I've been down here already, but I've always seen gaming as an outlet, a learning experience, a type of learning that I've never been able to do anywhere else. With the technology we have today, it's not one of those things that... Ow, why are you killing me here? Why won't you die? You're a superior. Why am I... What the... No! Run away! 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 I totally forgot what I was saying, but I'm running away. Oh yes, society and people in government. People in government believe they have the ability to dictate how certain things are. I mean, the government isn't even really associated with the movie rating people. I mean, but they try and interfere with video games? I don't understand that, how they think they're able to do stuff when we have the ESRB. And it's just... It's just mind-boggling to me that a lot of people will just sit there and try and say, oh, so this is a likeness of me, so I'm suing you because I want money and I haven't been in a movie in like 8 years. Probably closer to 10, but whatever. Because I do believe the last movie I saw her in was like Herbie Fully Loaded or Mean Girls. I don't know which was the last one she was in. And I never watched Mean Girls, by the way. The only reason I watched Herbie is because I wanted to watch how they actually reinvented Herbie. Because I liked Herbie as a kid. Herbie was freaking awesome. It's a VW bug that drives itself. If you haven't watched Herbie, go watch it. That being said, if you don't understand half of the references that I've said about movies, go watch them. Ask me in the comments below. I will actually tell you what movies. And if you don't understand any of the physics stuff that I said about Portal, go play Portal. Or any of the other games that I've mentioned. I'm an angry man today. Not really. I'm just tired of stupid. I feel like killing this thing. I don't know why. I'm not really completing quests here, which I'm kind of sucking at right now. Ow. Apparently my inventory is full. Well, that's fun. Let's go sell some stuff. We're gonna go to Ilum, because I can. I've noticed that within a lot of things, people would do just about anything to get into the limelight who don't deserve it. And then people that try don't get it when they deserve it. You have people that go and be on American Idol or America's Got Talent just to get a chance to actually do something that they've always wanted to do. And here I am doing something I've always wanted to do, and I'm not really getting much for it. I understand that people don't always agree with what I say, like what I say, or do, or how I play, or what videos I decide to show today, or tomorrow, or next week, or 7 years from now. But there's one thing that I've always said that is me, and gaming is me. I can't deny the fact that I enjoy gaming. I can't watch as games go down a path towards achieving something and then not be part of it, so to speak. I mean, everybody's always said that every MMO after WoW was going to be a WoW killer. I can't say this game is, but I can tell you it's good. I can tell you it's one of the best MMOs I've played in years. And this is coming from a guy who actually just came from WoW to play this game. I had bought the expansion, I own the expansion, haven't tried out for the beta, waiting for the expansion. Yeah, when the expansion comes out, I'll probably go back, test it out, figure out if I like it, figure out if I like this game more, switch back and forth, figure out whichever game I like more, play that one. And right now, I'm a sci-fi guy. Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate. I mean, I like sci-fi things, and this is sci-fi. Yes, fantasy is good, don't get me wrong. I mean, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, for those of you that like a little bit of death with your breakfast. I also like anime, and things in science that could happen that are right on the cusp of happening, and this right here is cool. Finding a planet that is totally occupied and then occupying it and fighting for it and its resources and everything. And heck, I'm playing a species that destroyed their last planet because of the fact that they decided to become so industrialized. They depleted all their resources. In order to find that out, you have to read the lore, but, you know. Yay, websites. But you have such a variety. I mean, you have this human here. This is a player. And you look at their stuff, and you're like, huh, that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm assuming that's a... from the new Strain expansion that just came out. I mean, what level are they? Let's check that one. That might help. Yeah, they're level 50. So it's probably Strain stuff. The fact that if you watched any of the videos that they've done, they actually return to the Granok starting area after everything, and you get to actually finally go there as a Dominion character and fight off everything and try and take that over again. And it's, in a sense, what you do in this game does affect this game. And I like it. I like the fact that the city is huge. I mean, on the map, it's huge. Well, I'm zoomed in right now, but it's huge. You have this entire planet. I mean, you have the wild, different areas. I mean, I haven't even explored half this thing. I mean, I still have this one, this one, this one. You can't see my pointer, but I have the one south of me, the one north of me, the one north of that. I have the areas, that little island off to the far right. I mean, it's a huge game, and this is just one continent on a full planet. I mean, you have the next continent, which I haven't even touched yet. It's a huge game with a lot of potential. And yeah, looking at, wow, that game is so big it's not even funny. But at the same time, they're bringing in the ability to time travel, which is cool, but why? Make it more sci-fi? Yeah, that's cool. We can play as Space Goats. Draenei. But how are games showing what they can be? How are games moving forward in society? How are games proving that they're worth more than some 16-year-old kid's wet dream? Yeah, I did just say that, by the way. I mean, within the last few years, there's been a lot of flop games that have come out. I mean, Duke Nukem Forever. I mean, come on. What was that? Some retarded version of what it was? I mean, I was depressed when I actually read a review on that game. When a company that I trust, Game Informer, other magazines, whatnot, when they say this is something you shouldn't touch, it was hard for us to play. When a game that's been waiting that long to come out gets a review like that, a game that had so much hype, so much anticipation, people who love that genre, that character, and watching it destroy itself. I mean, that actually kind of hurt. I mean, it really did. I mean, I've played Duke Nukem. I've played a whole bunch of different games. And by the way, Doom 4, hell yes. Can't wait for that. In fact, Doom was actually one of the first video games I ever played. On my uncle's computer. Got in trouble for playing it too, because it was too gory. So I was back when my mom and father were still married. Went into his office that he had. Strangest thing though, he liked the Spice Girls. Oh, I gave him so much shit for that one. But he was an uncle that was into gaming in a sense. I mean, it wasn't the one that actually officially got me into gaming, but he had a few games that he really liked, and Doom was one of them, and I was in awe. I mean, I'd never seen a game like that. Yeah, playing it for 2 hours, like I did, gave me a headache from hell, but, well, looking at graphics like that, yeah, it's gonna hurt your head after a while. Now, why am I talking to you? I don't want to talk to you. Go away. I want to talk to this guy over here. It's a general goods guy. Yeah, you. You, here. You got nothing to buy, yo, bro. I'm just gonna sell stuff to you. Here. I'm pretty much clearing out my inventory. Oh, I don't know why I sold that. I shouldn't have sold that. Oh, well. I'll buy it back. I have a granite fence. I just sold my granite fence. Dang it. Okay, so where did it go? Granite fence. I need that back. What's the other thing I wanted to buy back? Ooh, I don't know. Whatever. I'll repair, because that sounds like fun. I can't repair. Okay, I can't repair. That's cool. But after he got me playing Doom, another one of my uncles got me into playing a whole bunch of different stuff, actually. It was the first one that got me into WoW. I had heard about it and whatnot. This was right after WoW came out. It was during the summer. I used to go down and see my father after the divorce and everything, and my mother came to pick me up, and we stopped by to go see my grandmother, her mom, and a couple of her family members, and her brother was living down there at the time. And I stopped by to see him, and he had all sorts of stuff. I mean, he actually gave me like 4 games. He gave me The Sims, he gave me one of the Civilization games, and I can't remember which Civilization game it was. I think he gave me also a copy of Age of Empire as well. But he's the one that really got me into gaming, and sadly he passed away recently, so I actually ended up doing a little memorial thing for him where I literally played until I couldn't anymore. So leveled the tar out of my character in WoW though, which is something he would have done. On the whole bashing thing I've been doing, a whole somber note where I'm kind of reminiscing about times with my uncle. Yeah, I'm a real person. Yeah, I'm not just a voice. Yeah, you don't see my face, but the guy on the other side of the screen is a person who's been through a lot. Been through things I wouldn't wish on my worst enemies. But at the same time, I know what it's like and how gaming has actually helped me grow as an individual. And if people are going to sit there and bash gaming, then they need to take a look at what happens psychologically to every person every day. The stuff they go through, the stress, the self-doubt, depression, all the issues that every man, woman, and child has these days. When a 23-year-old dies of a heart attack, or a man is too stressed so he commits suicide. If people are going to bash video games for being misogynistic or social hierarchy type stuff, or bash video games for just plain being video games, righting wrong in their opinion. Yes, that's their opinion. Yes, that's their thought process. But at the same time, without gaming, where would we be today with technology? How would we know how to code half the things we code? How would we know the programming we know? Every day we're pretty much coming up with better programming, better code to make things, better technology. How would you have the phone in your hand if it wasn't for gaming? Because gaming pushes the envelope of what gaming or of what technology can do. And pushing the envelope gets you this. It gets you sights, sounds, things that most people wouldn't ever really have thought of 20 years ago. Colors, vibrant. Markers. The sky itself. Heck, you can go back and look at older games. Skyrim. Look at Doom 3. Look at Far Cry. Yeah, now the graphics look a little outdated. But for the time, those were some of the best graphics you ever saw. The phone in your hand has about as much processing power as my computer. If you have a smartphone. That being said, NASA uses cell phones as satellites. They actually put them in a rocket and launch them into space as satellites. I mean, think about that. Smartphones, satellites. Does that make any sense to you? The world we live in could be better, yes. The world we live in could move forward. Yes, there are people that are making the baseline game to insult, degrade, and destroy certain things. But looking at this picture right here, looking at how far we've come in creating games, if we were to take the same tenacity and try and help make games that show a better version of everything, if we weren't so sexist in our games, if we weren't so racist or whatnot. Yes, those games are hard-hitting and to the point. Yes, if you want to make a game about that and show how it's wrong, go for it. But using games to, in a sense, destroy social norms in order to break down society. Or taking things and saying, well, I'm the government, and that game's too violent. Yes, there are games that are violent, but they're violent for a reason. And it's just like books or movies. Do people write books about murder, death, rape, the Holocaust, Armageddon? Yeah, they do. Do people produce movies that have those things in them? Yes. Why should gaming be a different medium? Why should they be different? Why can't they touch on subjects correctly? Why can't they show that this isn't what should happen, but it does? Because man has baser instincts, and those baser instincts lead to, well, people who call themselves emperor. People who call themselves the leaders of the free world. Yes, this is slightly political. But the problem is it's not political. It's social. There's classes within every game. There's classes within society. Think about that. Why exactly are there people that do certain things within games? Why can't you do everything? Yes, there are games out there where you can do everything. But at the same time, you can only choose so many things. I mean, you can't be everything in any game unless you're playing a game like Skyrim. But if you're playing an MMO, you're picking a class, you're picking a side. Yes, it does bring in the story of battle, victory, wars untold. Why though? Why is it that within this world, and every other world like it, there's war, death, famine, destruction? Why must we destroy everything? Why can't we just build? Some would say, yeah, that's Minecraft. Yeah, that's Landmark. But that's not fun all the time. I own Landmark. Well, not really own, downloaded. Well, technically I could say own. Spent a lot of money on it. But I spend money on this as well. And WildStar is a good game. I'm not just knocking it. Yes, I'm using a lot of references because this is the game I've played the most of recently. But why are there always classes within everything? Why are there the poor and the rich? Why is the middle class the one that always suffers, along with the poor? Why do the rich keep getting richer? I know that I'm not rich. I know that I'm not technically poor. I know that I'm a middle class, yet I'm still suffering. This has been a very personal video. A lot of opinions have been stated, and a lot of ideas have been said and shared. Stated and shared, I should say. All that being said, this is opinion. This is my personal opinion. I've gotten flack for personal opinion videos before. But right now, it needs to be said. Because if someone believes that they're entitled to something because they're famous, if someone believes they're entitled to something because they're rich, I find it funny. Because the poor and the middle class aren't really entitled to anything. Gaming. It is who I am, and it is who I always will be. I'm a gamer. Nothing will stop that. Nothing will ever change that. This is UnLocke'd. Keep watching. You never know what I'm going to do next.